Uh, for those of you who want like the express route to like
hmm
understanding how architecture is being reinvented, stick with us.
Yeah, we're gonna unpack how architects are actually rethinking like their very roles,
Right.
all the way to like the cutting edge tools they're now using,
Yeah.
and then ultimately like what it all means for like the spaces we actually live in.
Yeah. I think what's really interesting is like the very idea of what an architect does seems to be changing.
Yeah, it's a big shift.
It's like moving way beyond, just the visual design of a building.
Yeah, definitely. So you know that old image of the architect as like
Oh,
the solitary master builder, kind of alone with their blueprints?
right.
That's totally evolving. Like it's becoming so much more multifaceted. It's like architect as a systems thinker, a data interpreter, a collaborative innovator.
Okay.
And it's really a response to like this incredible amount of information and these powerful technologies that are like
Right.
now available.
Yeah, it's not just about sketching beautiful buildings anymore.
Right.
Like architects are dealing with complex algorithms,
Mm.
huge environmental data sets,
Oh yeah.
the properties of like futuristic smart materials.
Exactly. It's a whole other set of skills. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And even the focus is shifting away from just like designing a static structure
Right.
to like creating these dynamic design systems,
Ooh, like that.
right? It's like
Okay.
architectural frameworks that can actually adapt and evolve
Whoa.
based on like how people use the space on changes in the environment, even like real-time feedback. Yeah. So it demands a totally different way of thinking about design.
Well, and there's this one quote that I thought was super interesting
Okay.
from one of the articles that said, the challenge becomes not whether we can design a form, but whether we can design the rules and conditions under which better, more ethical, and more sustainable forms will emerge.
Yeah. That's a pretty profound shift.
Right.
Right.
Like it's less about like a fixed outcome
Mm.
and more about like setting the stage for like
Yeah.
ongoing improvement.
It's like you're creating a framework or a set of principles that will guide the development of our built environment in a more like
Right.
responsive and adaptive way.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the specific technologies that are making all of this possible
Okay, yeah, let's dive in.
because the excerpts cover a ton.
Okay.
Let's start with artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Oh yeah, AI is everywhere now.
It's like, it's not even like a future thing anymore.
No, it's like it's here.
It's happening.
And it's like it's already being integrated into architectural practice in a big way.
So like this concept of generative design,
Okay.
like when I first heard that term, I was like, whoa, that sounds like super futuristic.
Right, but it's actually grounded in existing technology.
Okay.
Like imagine inputting all the parameters of a project, like, the site constraints, the materials, the budget, the
Yes.
performance goals, and then like these AI algorithms, they generate all these different potential design solutions.
Oh, wow.
So you have platforms like Autodesk's Generative Design Space Maker AI. They're doing this now,
Oh, wow.
offering architects like a way broader range of options than they could ever come up with on their own.
That's wild.
So the architect becomes less of an author of a single design and more like a curator of a design space,
I mean, yeah.
guiding the AI to explore all these solutions they may never have even imagined.
That's so cool. Okay, so then there's predictive modeling,
Right.
which is kind of like this mind-blowing idea that AI can like forecast how space will be used before it's even built.
Yeah, and they do that by analyzing tons and tons of data,
Okay.
on things like pedestrian flows, energy consumption patterns, even noise propagation.
Right.
And then they can create these models that predict how a proposed design
Mhm.
will actually function in the real world.
Oh, that's neat.
So, for example, Sidewalk Labs.
Okay.
They use these AI-driven simulations a lot in their urban planning efforts
Oh.
to try and create these like smarter, more efficient neighborhoods.
Ooh, okay.
So it's like you can fine-tune
Yeah.
the performance and sustainability of our buildings and our cities in a much more like informed way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, and then this one kind of surprised me
Okay.
that the source material even mentions like chatbots and virtual assistants, like playing a role in architecture. It's like,
Yeah.
that seems a little more like customer service.
Sure. But like think about navigating a large, complex environment,
Okay.
like a hospital or a university campus.
Mm-hmm.
AI-powered chatbots can provide instant wayfinding assistance. Oh, that's cool.
Answer FAQs and just like
fun.
generally make those spaces more user-friendly.
Yeah.
So it's about like leveraging AI
Yeah.
to actually enhance like the everyday experience
Right.
of interacting with architecture.
I like it. Okay, next up we've got extended reality, VR, AR, and MR,
Oh yeah, the fun stuff.
which we always hear about in like, the gaming world and stuff.
Yeah.
But how are they actually being used to transform architecture?
Well, they're becoming essential tools for communication and collaboration.
Okay.
So virtual reality VR allows architects and their clients to fully immerse themselves in a digital 3D model of a building,
Okay.
like way before construction even begins.
Oh.
So it offers like an unparalleled ability to actually experience the design
Mhm.
at a human scale and critique it.
So you can like put on a headset and like walk through
Yes,
a
exactly.
virtual version of the building.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
And that's like a game changer for helping clients to understand the design.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so then what about augmented reality? Okay, so AR overlays digital design information onto the physical world.
Yeah.
So imagine walking around a construction site
Mhm.
with like an AR-enabled tablet,
Yeah.
and you can see exactly where the next structural beam is supposed to go,
Oh,
or like how a proposed addition will look on an existing building.
that sounds so practical.
Yeah, it's super useful for streamlining the construction process.
Okay, and then there's mixed reality.
MR, right, which kind of blends elements of VR and AR,
Okay.
allowing you to interact with digital models in real time,
Mm-hmm.
as if they were actually physically present in the room with you.
That's cool.
So Zaha Hadid architects,
Okay.
they're known for their super complex and fluid designs.
Right.
They use VR a lot, not just for presentations, but for their own internal design reviews.
Oh, wow.
So the whole team can like intuitively explore and refine these intricate forms.
That's awesome. Okay, let's move on to something a little bit more tangible.
Okay.
Robotics and automation in construction.
Ooh, the robots are coming.
Right. Like I've seen these videos of robots laying bricks.
Yeah,
Is that like really happening? Are we going to see like
it's half.
fully automated construction sites?
We're getting there.
Wow.
Like robots like Sam 100,
Okay.
they can lay bricks so much faster
Right.
and with way more consistency than humans.
No.
And we're also seeing these 3D printing robots
Okay.
that can build entire walls or even like small buildings,
Well,
layer by layer, using concrete or even more sustainable materials
interesting.
like clay and bioplastics.
That's crazy. So it's not just like the basic tasks either, right? Like
Mhm.
the source mentions robots being used to fabricate like really complex, customized elements.
Oh, yeah. They offer this incredible level of precision,
Mhm.
and they can create these really intricate, non-standardized components that would be like impossible for humans to do.
Right.
And then there's this whole idea of like human-robot collaboration,
Oh, cool.
where robots handle the repetitive or dangerous tasks, and it frees up humans to focus on more like skilled and adaptive roles.
Gotcha.
So Gramazio Kohler research at ETH Zurich,
Okay.
they're doing some really fascinating work in this area,
Cool.
developing these robotic assembly systems
Wow.
for really unique and complex architectural forms.
Okay, so 3D printing and additive manufacturing.
Right.
We touched on that with the robots, but it seems like it has even broader applications in architecture.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 3D printing lets you fabricate all sorts of elements,
Okay.
from small components like furniture and intricate details
Mm.
to full-scale building sections.
Wow.
And there are so many advantages of reduced material waste
Okay.
because you're only using what you need.
Right.
The ability to create super complex custom geometries
Mhm.
without it costing a ton more.
Yeah.
And it can speed up construction timelines like crazy.
The examples in the excerpts are pretty wild.
Oh, yeah.
Like Icon printing entire homes in Austin, Texas,
It's amazing.
and Dubai's 3D printed office of the future.
Like, we're talking about serious scale here.
Yeah, that's a whole building.
Yeah.
It's not just like
It's not just a little
a
model.
little model.
Yeah. And the technology keeps getting better. The material options are expanding.
Right.
So we're going to see even more 3D printing for sure.
Okay, next up we have smart materials and responsive systems.
Oh, okay.
This sounds like sci-fi all over again.
Yeah, it's becoming reality.
Okay.
Think about like thermochromic glass that tints automatically in sunlight,
Oh, cool.
or shape memory alloys that change their shape based on temperature,
Whoa.
or phase change materials that absorb and release heat.
Huh.
So it's like passive temperature regulation.
So we're talking about buildings that can like actually adapt to their environment.
Yeah, in real time.
That's wild.
So these materials let you create building envelopes and interiors that adjust to like heat, humidity, even the number of people in the room.
Wow.
The Al Bahar Towers in Abu Dhabi
Yeah.
have this crazy dynamic facade that opens and closes based on the sun. And it's not just an aesthetic thing, it saves a ton of energy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about big data and environmental sensing.
All right.
Like we generate so much data now.
Oh, yeah.
What are architects doing with all of it?
It's like a gold mine for them.
Okay.
They've never had access to this much information. We've
Yeah.
got data coming from urban sensors,
Mhm.
environmental monitors, even like anonymized data on how people move through cities.
Okay.
So they can analyze climate data
Yeah.
to design buildings that maximize natural heating and cooling,
Right.
or they can study mobility patterns to plan better public transportation.
Right.
They can even use crowdsourced feedback to
Wow.
improve the design of public parks and plazas.
So cool.
It's amazing. UN Studio's data-driven smart urbanism research shows how this data can lead to much more responsive and efficient urban design.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Okay, last one in this technology section.
Okay.
We got blockchain and smart contracts.
All right.
We hear about this stuff all the time in finance.
Yeah.
But how does it apply to architecture?
Well, it's still early days,
Okay.
but blockchain can bring way more transparency and security
Mhm.
to project management.
Okay.
Like you could have this tamper-proof record
Right.
of contracts, property ownership, even the origins of building materials.
Oh, wow. Right.
And smart contracts could like automate payments,
Right.
based on verified milestones.
Okay.
Streamline admin, reduce disputes.
Yeah, yeah.
Build more trust among stakeholders.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not just that buildings are being designed in new ways.
Right.
It's like the whole design process itself is evolving too
Yeah,
to
totally.
keep up with all this technology.
Exactly.
So the source material highlighted a few key innovations there.
Okay.
First up, parametric and algorithmic design,
Right.
which is where these super powerful software tools
Yeah.
like Grasshopper and Dynamo come in.
Yeah, those are big ones.
So instead of like manually drawing every little thing, you're basically like defining the rules of the design.
You know, like the underlying logic
Right.
and the key parameters.
Right.
And then the software can generate tons of variations
Oh, wow.
based on those parameters. So you can rapidly explore optimize for performance, like natural light or structural efficiency.
Right.
And you can achieve these like crazy complex fluid geometries.
Yeah.
It's almost like coding a building.
That's so cool.
Okay, what about cloud-based collaboration?
Right.
Which seems kind of obvious in this day and age.
Yeah.
But I guess it's having a big impact on architecture.
It really is. Platforms like BIM 360,
Okay.
which is like this online hub for building information models,
Okay.
along with these visual collaboration tools like Miro and Neural,
Right.
let design teams work together in real time
Okay.
on these shared digital models,
Cool.
no matter where they are.
So it's like breaking down those silos
Yeah.
between architects, engineers, contractors.
Exactly. Streamlining everything.
Awesome. And finally, hybrid and open design platforms. So open meaning like freely shared and developed.
It's like open source software.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And hybrid means they might combine proprietary tools with those open source elements,
Okay.
or they facilitate collaboration across different software ecosystems.
Okay.
So it's a much more flexible and community-driven approach to design.
Interesting.
Like WikiHouse is a good example.
Okay.
It's an open source building system.
Huh.
This approach can democratize design,
Right.
allow for wider participation, foster innovation.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so it's not just that buildings are being designed differently. It's
Yeah.
that they're being constructed and fabricated differently, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
There's this fundamental shift
Yeah.
in how buildings are actually put together,
Right.
driven by this need for faster, more efficient, more environmentally responsible building processes.
Right, and we're seeing more prefabrication.
Yeah, building components made off-site in factories for faster assembly.
And automation with robots, obviously.
Yeah, for speed and precision. Plus this push towards more sustainable materials.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Minimizing the environmental footprint.
So what are some of the trends you're seeing there?
Well, modular construction is getting big,
Okay.
you know, where whole sections of buildings are built off-site.
Like building blocks.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's biofabrication,
Okay.
which is like literally growing building materials from fungi or algae.
Whoa,
Yeah, it's amazing.
that's wild.
It's a super promising area for sustainable materials.
So cool.
And then circular construction,
Okay.
which is this cradle-to-cradle approach
Yeah.
where you design buildings for disassembly and reuse.
I like that.
So like the circular building in London,
Okay.
it's a great example of these principles in action.
Awesome. So with all this focus on technology and process, like how does it change the actual experience of being in these spaces?
That's the big question.
Right. Is it just about efficiency and sustainability, or is there more to it?
Well, the source material argues that tech is actually redefining how we feel and behave in spaces.
Okay.
Beyond just like the practical stuff.
Right.
So think about interactive environments.
Okay.
Buildings that respond to our presence and our needs.
Like how?
Like imagine lighting and temperature that adjusts based on who's in the room.
Wow.
Or public spaces that change their ambiance
Okay.
through lighting and sound
Oh,
based on people's behavior.
so cool.
It's almost like buildings are becoming sentient.
Yeah. A little bit creepy, but also cool.
Right. And then there's multisensory architecture,
Okay.
which is about intentionally using all our senses.
Like smell.
Yes, and acoustics, touch,
Wow.
to create these super immersive and tailored spatial experiences.
Interesting.
And they're even using VR to design spaces that are more accessible and supportive
Right.
for neurodiverse people.
That's awesome.
And then you have adaptive interiors that reconfigure themselves
Okay.
for different activities, you know,
Yeah.
to enhance focus or promote calm or encourage interaction.
That's so cool.
It's amazing.
So we've covered a ton today.
We have.
Like these emerging technologies, they're not just like minor tweaks.
Bro.
They're like fundamentally changing
Yeah,
how we think about and create and experience our built environment.
totally.
And we're seeing this shift towards
Yeah.
more collaborative, adaptive, responsive, and sustainable practices.
Exactly.
So it's exciting,
It is.
but it's also a huge responsibility.
Yeah, these technologies have so much potential
Right.
to create a built environment that's better in every way.
Yeah.
More efficient, more sustainable, more attuned to human needs.
Yeah,
But we have to use them thoughtfully and ethically.
totally.
You know, always keeping the human experience
Right.
at the core of what we do.
Right, because ultimately, architecture is about people, place, and purpose.
Yeah.
It's not just about
It's not about algorithms.
smart systems and algorithms.
Ex-
So as you like go about your day today and in the future.
Yeah.
Like, think about how all this stuff might be impacting your experience of the spaces around you. It's a pretty profound transformation that's underway.
It is, for sure. This was fun.
I'm glad you're here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.